So happy morning, everybody. And I'm so excited today for this beautiful session of ours with Hitesh Sir and Shubhangi ma'am. Hello, Hitesh Sir. I believe you have joined, but I'm not able to place you. If you could just,
Uh, Good morning.
good morning. Yeah. Hi. Just a second. Let me just place you. And oh, yeah, there you are. Just a second. Just a second. Yeah. What a lovely morning and what a lovely couple. And a warm welcome to both of you. And before I continue, let me tell everybody a little about you, which I'm sure most of them already know. But yes, I will take this opportunity to share a little more about you with all my friends. So just a minute. I'm messing up the thing a bit. I'm a little nervous having you on my screen.
No, no, no.
Okay. So Hitesh sir and Shubhangi ma'am, they are both consciousness coaches and have been doing wonderful work in this field. They are seasoned and sought after couple in the field of mind body energy connection work. They have been teaching meditation to masses for decades and for a decade and a half. They're also trained in many complementary healing modalities like past life regression, inner child work, life between life regression, family constellation, ancestral healing, rebirthing, breath work, to add to the long list of work which they are doing, with more than 500 workshops which they have already conducted, but I'm sure the number must have risen by now. They together have worked with masses in finding balance in their life. So Hitesh sir is the author of a bestseller book too, that is Sundaram Speaks, Conversations to Awaken Your Soul's Wisdom. He is also an award-winning coach, par excellence, a workshop leader and healer with a decade and a half experience in the field of human behaviors. He is an internationally registered consciousness coach with Certified Coaches Alliance, CCA, Canada, and International Coach Federation, ICF. With more than 6,000 plus one to one healing and coaching sessions, he has transformed people in healing childhood and past life traumas, ancestral patterns, deep subconscious beliefs, and lead a life of meaning and purpose. And Shubhangi ma'am, she's no less. She's a powerful, intuitive individual and co-presenter with Hitesa in workshops focused on alternate healing. She also leads sessions on angelic guidance and sound healing. Driven by her passion for children, she started a school for street children, wow, that thrives on the dual pillars of compassion and patience. She is also the force behind Life Here and Now's social initiatives, A Bowl of Love, and Dead Midwives. Her former education has been the area of journalism and business. My God, that really belittled us a lot. And yeah, so sir, let me just tell everybody a little about. I'm not able to make it full screen again. Okay, okay, yeah. So, sir, what I have understood about inner child healing, this topic has really intrigued me because we have been on a path of journey within for the past 4 5 years with my friends here. And we have understood the art and science of meditation, as Dr. Newton teaches in his lovely book. So we have tried to understand that, and with a lot of other spiritual scientific books, understanding that because most of us are in the education line here, so we try to understand it in a very scientific way, and the journey has been beautiful. But then once we have reached this stage in our lives now, we understand that there is something which comes as hurdles in this beautiful journey of ours, right? We were born beautiful, we were born to be loved, but then something down the line must have happened which made a second layer over us, over that beautiful self of ours. Another layer was created by the environment, by our relationships with people as we grew up. And that is not allowing us to get connected with that inner self. So there we need the help of Hitesh sir and Shubhangi ma'am. How do we remove those hurdles which will help us to connect with our innate nature? So with that, I hand over the stage to you, Hitesh sir and Shubhangi ma'am. Welcome. Yeah.
Thank you, Jasbir. Thank you very much. Uh, Very warm morning to everybody. Uh, it is our pleasure to be here amongst all of you. And what a wonderful topic today because we'll be talking about the inner child. It is very close to our hearts. Like we talk about so many topics, but inner child is something that we really resonate with, we really connect to because it really shifted our lives as well. uh, who we are as an adult, it really shifted us. And yes, as just PG mentioned, that uh, we were born beautiful, we were born innocent and playful, but something happened in our life, something happened in our journey as we were growing as a child, and that's when we started to condition ourselves. This whole word which we say adult is basically the short form of adulteration. We got adulterated in our journey, and and this adulteration is nothing but the adulteration of the philosophies that we've taken from others, the parental control, the societal pressure, the way the world wanted us to look, or the way the world wanted us to live. We started to mold ourselves in that manner. So uh, what we will do is, uh, we will also share about our journey a little bit as far as how inner child worked for us. And I think that can be the good beginning for the same.
That
So,
will be wonderful. Though we have been stalking you all over,
yeah,
everywhere, whether it is your videos or other sessions. Shubhangi ma'am, latest I checked you out on Master Bano program also, you were
I
there. So,
agree.
but we would really love to know much, much more about you, both of
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
yeah. So we will share about our journey with the inner child because that's when a lot of things can really help us to understand that how inner child is important for all of us. So I was born in a small town in Punjab. Uh, there's a city called Khanna, and I was born and raised in the joint family setup. The issue with my childhood was that I had a dark complexion. So all my cousins and all of them, they were very very fair. Like Punjabi kids are like very fair. Uh, they are known for their beauty, and everybody appreciates them for their skin and for their color. Everything was like that. But whosoever would look at me, like a relative would come and they would look at me and they would try to bully me in the sense that they would say, he does not look to the entire family. He's not similar to anyone. Nobody is carrying this color. So I felt like an ugly duckling, that that I don't belong here. Although it did not mean that they didn't love me, they really loved me. But since our Punjabi families are like, we grow up in a culture of mocking around and making fun of everything in a very normal manner. But the child inside me really took it abnormally. It felt that something is wrong with me. I'm not right. Something is amiss here. And that's when I started to lose my confidence. I would rarely interact with people, and that's when it started. At the age of 12, I remember that I, was diagnosed with asthma. So later on, when I started to work with inner child, I realized that this asthma is also a manifestation of lack of self love because I was not loving myself. I never accepted my skin and my color and the way I looked. It was a lot of problem for me. So asthma comes here. So blocking of this part leads to asthma in a physical plane, but blocking of this part in the emotional plane is called lack of self love. So the moment I started to work and started to accept myself the way I am, I realized that my asthma also started to make a reverse gear because, in allopathy system, there is no reverse for asthma. They say it is a lifelong condition. You have to live with it. And I was in a chronic state. Like the very day I went to the doctor, he had put me on inhalers. And eventually, after a year, I was on steroids. So, inhalers with full steroids. And by the age of 19, I was really fragile. My hands used to shake like this. So, I think that's how inner child really worked for me to accept myself the way I am. Uh, at the same time, we also create a lot of emotional trauma inside because, as children, we live in theta brainwaves. Like there are brainwaves that we all have, beta, alpha, theta, delta. As children, we live in theta. So theta is the brainwave which we begin to uh, experience when we are meditating. Like when we are about to drift into a deep sleep, the very thin line of our brain is called theta. Like when we are about to get into a deep sleep. So children live in that theta state, especially for the first 7 to 10 years of our life. So during that time, whatever is being said to us, it goes into us because we are like a sponge during that moment. So whatever is being told, oh, you're good for nothing, oh, you cannot do this, oh, you are an idiot, or tum gade ho, tum, all that. So हमारे अंदर वो उतरना शुरू हो जाता है. And that's when we started to mold ourselves. We started to you know uh, not acknowledge who we are, and we begin to look for an external validation कि लोग कहेंगे मैं अच्छा हूं तो मैं अच्छा हूं, लोग कहेंगे अगर मैं बुरा हूं तो मैं बुरा. So I think inner child for me has really helped me to you know uh, open myself up to my potential, my actual potential, and truly genuinely fall in love with myself, that I really don't need to be anyone. This is about me, and Suvangi can also share.
So, very good morning, everyone, once again. And thank you so much, Jaspreet, for giving us the
Oh,
opportunity
it's our
to speak
pleasure,
of
ma'am.
you.
It's our pleasure. Yeah.
So, about me, how my journey started. So I was born and brought up in Delhi. So I'm the first child of my parents. So from the maternal and paternal side, everybody loved me because I'm the first child. Everybody is excited that, a family is having a baby. So I received love from my parents, and my family is like very open-minded family where they don't feel like a female child you have to, don't go out, or in academics you have to go ahead. So my grandfather was very open minded that he has given me the freedom to whatever I want to do in my life, you can do that. So everybody was happy, everything was going very well. And I was also feeling that life is like that only, it's so perfect that everything is so perfect around me and everything is going so happy and effortlessly. So this is how life is. But when I was 17 years age, so I got this news one day that my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and it was a very severe cancer stage, like fourth stage. And the doctor said that she has to go through the chemos, the radiation, and everything. And it was a shock for us because all of a sudden everything was happening very well, and suddenly you got this news, and we were so scared. Like being a child, I was so scared that what will happen, because for me, like my mom is like my world, everything goes around her. Because whenever I was in school, I used to come at home, I used to share everything with my mom, that this happened in the school and that happened in the school and this and all. And when I got this news, I was so scared that, what will happen? All the fear comes up that what will happen if she leaves? So, but every day I used to, pray to the God, if that God is there. So I used to pray for my mom that please make my mom heal, and come from this cancer. But I think my mom has different plan for her, and after an year she departed. So that was the time when, I didn't get the time to be with myself, because after me there is like my younger brother is there, my father is there, my grandfather is there. So I was the only female after my mom. So I took the responsibility of the family that I need to take care of my younger brother. If I will be like this, then who will take care of my brother? So I took the place of her, and I didn't get the opportunity to be with myself and to deal that grief, from inside, I was broken. I feel like that I don't want to live here. But from outside, I was doing everything well. I used to take care of the family. I used to take care of my brother. I used to go out for my college. My everything was going well, and everybody used to say me that, oh, how good you are managing everything. But from inside, I was totally shattered that there's a thought that I don't want to live here. I want to be with my mom, because the inner child, the child within me, feel abandoned. That there was anger also. That why she left me like this? Why me? Why she has to go through like this? And there is no purpose in my life here. I used to feel that there's no purpose why I am here. The thoughts like suicidal thought has to come that I don't want to live here. But still I used to live, because there's a younger brother behind me. Who will take care of her? So I was doing everything, but from inside there is this sadness of emotion. There is this abandonment feeling. There's no contentment in my life. I was seeking something, but at that time I was not aware that what I am looking for. And I was, shifting, like from my education. I used to think what next I have to do, because at one time I'll achieve one thing, and I used to feel what next, there's nothing left. Now what I have to do? Okay, I'll hop from one job to another job. I used to, do some courses to get the happiness, the contentment in my life. And I was not doing that. And this emotion of grief, that sadness, was so suppressed in myself that I used, in the later year, I had physical, problem, like diseases has come. And doctor was like, strange. They feel that, okay, how come you have, at this age of, of your life, you are getting that disease which get people at the age of like 60s or 70s? Because inside there is no life urge in me, because I want to meet my mom. Subconsciously it was so deep inside me that I want to leave this world and I want to meet my mom. So that's why the diseases, your physical body start giving me that symptoms that I want to live, don't want to live here. But I was not getting the signs, because I was not aware at that time that why this is happening to me. And in job also, like in professional life, everybody, like in a boss, when you have a boss in your life and he says something, but I used to take it so personally, so hard on me, that I used to cry all of a sudden. And everybody used to say that, why you're like, you cry like a baby whenever something says, it's okay, you have to let go. But I don't know. I was angry on myself also, that why I am getting this, this tears. Why can't I be an adult and a strong person and show that though it's okay, but emotion has to come, that sadness and grief has to come. But when I saw this inner child healing, when I attended this workshop by Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi in 2011, when I saw this inner, I was not aware about what is this inner child about. I was not at all aware at that time. Just, seeing this heading like inner child healing workshop, I feel that something is there in me that I want to attend this. It was a 6 days residential workshop. I feel that I want to attend this. I don't know somehow what will happen, how will happen. I don't know, but I just want to go there. And when I attended those 6 days residential workshop, friends, that was like 360-degree change in my life, friends. That was a transformational days for me when I attended this 6 days, you know, retreat. It was like I was lost. When I attended this, I retrieved that child who lost the mother. That grief was there inside me. I handled that fear, of anger, losing loved ones. There was a lot of fear of losing loved one because I lost my mother. Now there is a fear of losing what will happen if my father will leave us? What will happen if my brother will leave us? When I attended this workshop, I retrieved that child within me because the qualities of the child is the child bounced back to life, but I was not doing that. I was just, you know, falling into that thing that I can't move in my life because my mom is not there. There was a fear of anger was there. I handled that grief, that anger. I retrieved that child who feels that I am abandoned, and I retrieved those qualities of a child of playfulness, that innocent, that compassion, that bouncing back to life comes when I attended this workshop. And after attending this, I got my life purpose also. Because I feel this is the work that we all need to do on our own self. Because somewhere, one trauma that I had is losing my mother. Everybody went some trauma in their childhood, whether, as Hitesh said, that because he was, the color of the skin was not fair. So we use some of the conditioning happens in our childhood, and that has an impact as an adult also. And that's how we see the world also. Because as in our research, we say that like your 7 years of age is like a foundation, friends. You make all your beliefs and you work through or you operate those beliefs through your lifetime. Being you are a 90-year-old, still you are carrying those beliefs that you have already made in your childhood, and you are seeing world through that beliefs also. So everyone needs to work on their inner child. And after that, I left my job. I felt that this is the work that because when I healed myself, I feel that everybody can heal themselves. And this is the most important work that every parent and every teacher needs to do this, because they are like the pillars of the society. They have, the future in their hand. If they understand that how crucial, how precious the childhood is, because childhood is like a molding your own self. How you mold yourself. You want to mold a child in a beautiful vase that can grow or spread the beauty all around, or you want to have that ugly duckling that feels that I don't belong here. Yeah, this world is not safe for me. I have to mask. I can't show my emotions because in a childhood, every male, like especially in male, we have seen that, they say that you can't cry, male can't cry. We say, normally we say, why you are crying? Are you a girl? You need to be strong. Crying is a weak sign. You can't cry. Are you a girl? You are crying like that. See what psychology happens when we say to this child that you are strong, you can't cry, be strong. And in pictures also, in Bollywood pictures, we see that mard ko dard nahi hota. Mard is like Iron Man. Why? They are not a human being. They can't feel the pain. They can. But we picturize male like a strong person. And it is an adult, what we have seen in our research, that those adults, those males, in their childhood, if they have said that you can't cry, are you a girl? As an adult, we have seen they have more heart attacks as compared to females. male has more heart attacks. Why? Because they are blocked from here. They have blocked from their emotions, from their heart chakra, they have blocked. That's why they are prone to more, heart attacks. And and as after marriage also, we have seen the, wife has a problem with the husband, that I don't know why they don't express themselves. Because in the childhood, they have already, the parents have said that you can't cry, or you can't show your emotions. Or if child falls, we say, oh, kuch nahi hua, that's okay, see, wo ho gaya, chiti mar gayi. We divert their, their things, attention to something else. And as an adult, what happens when they have pain? They go outside, they go for shopping, they eat a lot, because they don't know how to handle it. Because in the childhood, they have said that if something happened to you, divert your attention to something else. If pain comes, divert your attention to something else. You eat more, but you eat a lot that time when you are in stress. You have seen that when you are in stress, we eat a lot. Because why? In the childhood, we have, said, or our parents have said that you don't have to give that attention to those emotions. So inner child is like expressing or accepting your emotion as they are. That is your inner center. Because child is, whatever happens to a child, the child is very straightforward, comes from the heart. If the child feels, yeah, I like it, they will straight say, I like it. If they don't, they say, I don't like it. They don't mask. But as an adult, we mask a lot. You know, we say, okay, from this people, I have to say this thing in front of them. In these sort of people, I don't have to show my emotion. So we are masking a lot, and we are getting away from our true self. The true self, as a child, when we came, we were so pure. We were so unconditionally, we are giving so much of love to other people. We don't judge people. As a child, when I'll give you an example, when you enter into a escalator, for example, and in that escalator, somebody is holding a child, a small infant child. What will you do when you enter into an escalator? What will be the reaction or respond to you? Can anybody share or write what will you do when you see a child?
What is our instant reaction when we see a
Yes.
little baby? Hai na? Obviously, we show love, and because the baby is
Yeah.
smiling at you,
Yeah, you'll make
we
some
start doing
faces.
kuchiku and all
Yeah,
that.
you
Yeah.
will smile. You will,
Yeah.
wiggle your fingers to get the
Yeah.
attention of the child, or you will smile. You will do some peekaboo,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
hide and seek. You will smile. But will you do to that adult who is holding the child?
Yeah.
No.
No.
If 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 you are a male and doing to the female who is holding the
You'll
child,
get
you
bashed
say,
up.
"Oh my God, something some
You'll
mental
start
problem
judging
is
the
there with
reaction.
the
Yeah.
adult."
Yeah.
Or they will say something happened to that child, or to that person who is having that, holding that child. So why we are not doing to the adult and why we are doing to the child? Because child has automatically that unconditional love, that attraction. Because we feel the child will not judge us, whether our, what is our color, what our height, what our, professionally at what stretcher we are. We don't, the child doesn't bother about it, because child is open and just giving love to the everybody who's around them. So we were also like that only. But something, as Hitesh said, happened to us, and we will become what we are now. So we have to see what happened in our childhood. So some wounds that we had in our childhood, I'll share some little wounds that create inner child wounds. So one is like, as I shared, about your self-image. If somebody mocked about your self-image, about your height, about your color, that about your writing skills, about any life skills that you are slow in, that they mock about it. So that also creates inner child wound. Second is about when you Second is like losing your parent, any parent, in the early age of your life, like around 20 years of age, below 20 years or 21 years. So that also has an impact, that inner child wound. You have to address those emotions or feelings that you are carrying in that time. And third is when your parents have a very tough relationship, that there was a fight in the family, and the child used to see that fight. The child used to, because the child's psychology is about, like, they feel that whatever is happening between the parents, it's because of me. I can't do anything. The child feels helpless. How can I mend my relationship with the parents so that they can go well in their life, so that I can be happy? So that also has an impact. If
So, ma'am, sometimes I'm just interrupting you. The child also takes the blame that
Yes,
maybe because of me, my
me, it
parents are
is,
Yes.
yeah,
fighting.
they are fighting because
Because of
absolutely,
me, maybe
It's
I'm too
my fault.
demanding,
yeah,
or yeah,
yeah, that it's
Children feel that it is
mm,
my fault.
it is my fault.
It is
हाँ
mine.
जी,
yeah,
हाँ
And
जी. तो
that
self love
we want
धीरे
to
धीरे
mend
कम हो जाता.
everything basis this because they feel
Yes,
guilty of
guilt.
what is
Yeah.
happening wrong. And,
So shame, guilt is another name for lack of self love. Then, है ना? हाँ,
yes.
yeah.
And in the
Continue,
same
please.
way, yeah, in the same way, like there are several abuses, like physical abuse.
Yeah.
Earlier, children were, bitten to the blue. Right now, the
Hmm.
system has changed.
Changed.
But what we have usually seen, children who have gone through, adults who have gone through physical abuse as a child, right now they still carry that trauma in their body. So, for example, if somebody shouts at them right now as an adult, they feel frozen. They are not able to take any step. They want to get into a shell. you know. So, any kind of physical abuse, mental abuse, wherein parents stop to speak to the child. Like, sometimes what happens is when child makes a mistake, the parents would say, "मैं तुझसे बात नहीं करूँ. I
Hmm.
will not talk to you." So for the child, it is like a slow poison. The child feels that why mama is not speaking to me, why dada is not speaking to me. And in the same way, when they grow older, they get into the urgency to mend everything. They become a pleaser. They want to please everything so that no flow should stop. Everybody is talking to everyone, and they feel really anxious when somebody stops to speak to them or with their loved one. And the third one is any kind of emotional abuse, wherein it's an emotional torture. You are, constantly saying some demotivating words to the child, some very mean words and sentences to the child. That also impacts the psyche. Like as an adult, what happens is, for example, as an adult, as a child, if you have heard you are good for nothing, but when you grow up, then you don't need anybody to tell you this because this voice is now recorded in your subconscious. Now, the moment you begin to do anything, this word would say, "You're good for nothing, you cannot do." Even if you observe, most of the criticism that we have here is actually the parental voice. It actually comes exactly in the voice of our parents. So it speaks that somewhere the emotional trauma has also hampered us. And also sexual trauma. Sometimes we've gone through any kind of bad touch, any kind of any sexual abuse. That also creates a lot of issues. It leads us to be an adult who has trust issues. We are not able to trust people because our trust has been broken. And also, like if as an adult we feel that I am alone, even if I'm living in good social circle, I live in a good family, I still feel empty inside. I don't feel that somebody is there for me. It is also coming from the child, right? Because we have not seen children as feeling bored. Have you ever seen a child who says, "Oh, mama, I'm feeling bored"? At least 2 to 3 years old child would never say because they're so busy and engrossed with their own self. It is only after that, we begin to say because our eyes turn out, into the world instead of inner eyes. Antarmukhi se hum baharmukhi bante. So when we are in that outside world, we are taken into different areas. We want to explore more. So That's another thing. And in the same manner, there are several other issues, that we carry forward from our childhood. Like, I give you one example, which we peculiar, very peculiar trait if we notice in adults. Like, जब किसी को दर्द होता है, लेट्स से, या किसी को पेन होता है, या कुछ स्ट्रेस होता है, many people, they begin to eat, they begin to stuff themselves with lot of junk food, or they become shopping spree. They want to go out, they want to binge watching chalta hai, binge eating chalta hai. This binge word comes into our picture. But why does that happen? So usually when we are like toddlers, or in between infants and toddlers, when we are fully dependent on our parents, when we don't have a voice to speak up in the humanly terms, we can only speak up through our emotions. Like, if an infant who is 4 5 months old, if the child cries, what usually the parents feel कि बच्चे को भूख लगी. हम ज्यादा ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि कहीं उसको पेट में दर्द हो सकता है, या उसे कोई उसका जो नैपी है वो ट्रबल कर सकता है. हमारा ध्यान इस पे ज्यादा नहीं जाता, स्पेशली इन द फर्स्ट, when you are a first parent for the very first time, because you are also learning. So what happens is, as soon as the child cries, the mother gives the child the feed. As soon as the child cries, the mother is giving the child the feed. Now it is constantly repeating. What you are doing to the child is that the moment you have a pain, you replace it with the food. That's what you're telling to the child. And as you grow older, now this child does not need the mother to tell him this or that. What happens is, as soon as I have experienced a broken relationship, or I have experienced some kind of emotional pain, I will go out, I will binge eat, I will keep on eating, because I don't know, the lack is there in the physical body, or an emotional body. I'm trying to fill it emotionally, physically, by having it, physically I'm trying to satiate myself, but it has to be an emotional satiation, which is not happening. So this is one such example, wherein we create a lot of behavioral aspects, behavioral masks inside us, conditionings inside us, right from our child. And our anger issues, when we are drawn into a lot of anger, rage, we are not able to acknowledge that, when we are not able to handle that. Why? Because as children, we have not been taught how to regulate emotions. We've not been taught how to channelize emotions. So that's why we have a very tough relationship with emotions right now as an adult. We also feel very vulnerable when we see our kid crying or our loved one crying. हम अंदर से हिल जाते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि इमोशंस के साथ हमें कभी भी डील करना नहीं सीखा. But working with the inner child means embracing all parts of you, good, bad, ugly, all parts of you. That is what helps you to, strengthen yourself, strengthen your relationship with your own self. So I think this is what I can take some questions here. Prabhaji is saying fighting between parents and grandparents. Yes, any kind of conflicts at home. So children form two type of defense mechanisms. First is, they also turn out to be highly conflict in nature. They also become very, very, in conflicting in their own nature. Second is, they avoid conflicts. They would never be able to stand up for their own selves, because deep down they are carrying that conflict inside. So that's one. Second is, Dr. Rajshri Kabra is saying knowledge as an obstetrician.
She will also be taking a session here. Hi, Dr.
Wonderful.
Rajshri.
Yeah,
So nice to see you. Yeah, hi. So yeah,
yeah,
I think next week, I think she's going to take a session. Yeah.
wonderful. So, as therapists, we also see uh, lot of changes, lot of things, how the baby is handled when the baby takes birth, because there is an entire birth psychology that we also study. Like, what we usually see, the patterns, children who are born natural, children who are born like forceps, children who are through cesareans, children who are upside downs, like we say breech babies, they all carry different patterns in their life. Different patterns. Like,
Seriously, this is
yes,
this
all of
is
them.
oh
Like
God,
just to give you an example, for example, it was an accidental pregnancy. Mother didn't want to have the child because of
oh.
some life situation.
So the child
And
feels it that I'm not wanted.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
What happens is, like, if she pops up a pill to abort the baby and the baby is not aborted, the baby had to come. The child
Oh.
has manifested the sanskar of rejection already. Now, what's going to happen is, as the child grows, the child is going to manifest more rejection. First,
It
he'll
will
be
mirror the same emotion as it grows.
same. They'll
Oh.
feel rejection from the parents. Obviously, they have felt it in the very first place. Second, from the siblings also. Third, in the school also. Fourth, by teachers also. Fifth, in the college also. Sixth, in their romantic relationship also. They'll keep having this circle of rejection because somewhere they felt, that they created that belief. And the first impression is the long lasting impression. They created the belief that I'm rejected.
No, sir, I want a clarification here. Are they attracting people who are rejecting them, or are they just imagining that they're getting it,
No,
rejected?
even if they are, whosoever the person, let's say, for example, if I even we go or you go to their life, they will experience rejection. Even if we say, no, I don't want to do this. Why? Because they have a sanskar of rejection inside of them, and people are like mirrors. They see that whatever they need to heal inside, whatever they need to own within, they will manifest that from that particular person. And why such people come in their lives? Because it is through them these people are going to understand what is it that I need to heal. What am I here to heal? Otherwise, they will never
Yes.
heal.
I understood this. I attended Dr. Newton's workshop on relationships, radiant relationships. So I sort of मेरा learning हुआ था कि there is something which I keep judging in others. It's
Mhm.
actually that is what is inside me which I need to work on. So
Yeah.
that was my takeaway from that session. I think I have Dr. Rashi's hand up.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you can unmute yourself. I had made you the co-host too. Hanji.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shubhangi ma'am, Hitesh sir, Jasgir ma'am. Thank you, love you, bless everyone. जो आपने अभी बताया रिजेक्शन वाली बात तो व्हाट बिकॉज आई एम अ गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट एंड वर्किंग ऑन द डिवाइन जर्नी so before that I was not knowing that rejection pattern, but when I see my husband, because my husband and his elder brother have a difference of only 9-11 months. So
Mhm.
sometimes I feel that my mother-in-law was not willing to continue because of that short span, and that may be the reason for him for a rejection pattern. Because many a times we think everything in the life is going so smoothly, but still he is feeling something and attracting the same persons, like the same stuff, same categories, everything, kids, everything. So, because maybe that is the inner child during that pregnancy must have been hurted him, and that's why he is feeling that way. And that we have to understand being a wife or being a parents and everyone keep maybe that inner child trauma was there, and that's why we ought to be शायद more compassionate towards him. That was as a soul partner or something on this soul journey we have to understand, or something else in this situation.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, you are right, Dr. Rashi. It is like all of us need to work with the root. Our childhood is the root. Like, there are four kinds of roots that we all have. Like, who we are today is greatly impacted from these four roots. First one is our child. Like, the first 7 to 10 years of our life, they lay the foundation of who we are today. That's one. Number two is when we are inside the mother's womb. So how we are conceived, the way we are conceived, was it a forced sex? Was it, a consensual sex? Everything has an effect on the baby, the egg that is getting fertilized. Because जैसा आपका दिमाग होगा वैसा ही आपका स्पर्म और ओवम का संस्कार होगा बिल्कुल वैसा ही होगा. So that is second. That is why in our Indian system, mythology, we
Yes,
speak
yes.
about a lot of garb sanskar. वहां कहाँ से आया, ये हमारी प्रेगनेंसी की स्टेट से आया. So conscious conception is what we need. Third is what kind of life our ancestors lived and our parents lived, because by way of DNA we also, kind of replicate the issues of our parents and our ancestors. Like in allopathic system we take hereditary history, like
Genetics,
diabetes and all this hypertension, these are hereditary, we consider them to be hereditary. But in our system we say it is epigene, like
epigenetics.
not only just
Epigenetic.
this, it is about the color, not just the color of hair, it is the philosophy of life, the incidents, the way you behave, your father also behaved the same way, all the incidents of the life also. Like if somebody has had some issues with, let's say, fear of water, in the generations below somebody has also manifested fear of water. So it's like that. And fourth is past lives. There are certain unfinished businesses that we carry forward from different lifetimes. So we bring them to have a improvisation over it, to have a better understanding. So these are the roots. What you also say is coming from the space of pregnancy. Everybody, all of us, we need to work on the first two states, at least the childhood and the conception stage, like how we were conceived, how our 9 months of gestation, very, very important.
Correct.
So what I've understood is like our first like base DNA coding is pure love and pure this
Yeah.
thing. But we there's a second layer of DNA coding which is being created by, as you said, the our heredity and everything
Yeah.
that we can change epigenetics, right?
Yes.
And we can
Absolutely.
reach our base genetics. That is
Absolutely. Absolutely.
right. And
Yes.
I feel जो पहला connection is always with the mother because वो cellular connection से हम आए हैं.
I,
So mostly in a child healing, I've seen maximum people have had some, मम्मी को बीमार देखा हो या मम्मी को बहुत struggle करते हुए देखा हो. The child starts feeling that I am responsible for this maybe because there's so much added work on my mother because of me. Or if mother's childhood was lacking love, that also reflects on the child because she that maternal space में नहीं है वो उतना. Uh,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. This
Yeah.
all has an effect,
Yeah, it's like a vicious circle,
circle.
Right. Right.
We don't need to blame our parents. They have
Hmm.
given us the best because
Yeah.
they have also received like that only.
Yeah.
Our mother is giving us a slap because that's how she said that, that's how the child needs to behave well when you control him, or when you do some physical abuse to them, because mother also get the slap while studying. So she also feels like if the child is not studying, I have to slap her. So
Yeah.
she also
Uh,
receive that. So it's like
hmm.
a chain, like unconsciously we are, transferring
Yes.
those
Yes.
emotions, those
Yes.
feelings to generation to
Yeah.
generation.
Yes. Yes. So if any of my friends, by none of my sessions are complete without the wisdom of Jagdish sir. Jagdish sir is with us, and he is the motivation behind me for conducting
Oh,
all
wow.
these sessions. So, sir, I would like you to add to whatever we are trying to understand here today.
I don't I don't know why you keep offering this undeserved
I
compliments.
feel safe,
I
I feel like a child then.
no,
मैं तो
it's
गलती कर
actually
सकती हूँ.
today's session is a big eye opener, amazing, and I'm still trying to digest this. At my age, I think I'll have to go through my inner childhood. Some of these things that you've said, I've had those experiences. I liked what Hitesh ji started with saying it's adulteration.
Ah,
As the poet says of the barefoot boy, and
yes,
all too soon
but we
these feet must hide in their shoes
the
of
shoes of
pride,
the yeah,
right?
yeah,
And this is what happens. We try to please, we have to, uh, what shall I say, adjust to social requirements, so on and so forth.
yes,
And
yes,
as Madam Shubhangi said, I too lost my mother at a young age. And the trauma was much more than that because I was the youngest of a long list of 10 children after a very long gap, with a gap of 30 years between my eldest brother and me. And unexpected, she died young, incidentally. Okay, nobody, suddenly she went into coma, had a cerebral hemorrhage. And that trauma lost me, probably still lost me because though came from a reasonably well-to-do family, I was orphaned in my own family. Siblings are all gone, married. So suddenly I find my eldest sister-in-law who had her own family with the burden of having to care for me. That guilt was with me. And I had not only just guilt, I did went through certain accusations. By others because I think I was a burden to them. And that trauma, maybe I still carry it in my child, right? And I have been hearing about inner childhood on and off, but the way you explained it today, it makes such an impact. I'm still trying to digest it. And probably through some meditation experience, I have to go through my because I feel even at this age, there's a lot of these things that I had to get over because there are certain issues that I still
Carry.
can't get over. Loving oneself, for example. See, I believe I have an abundance in love. I have a very large, let us say, a family of grandnephews, nephews, nieces, grandnephews. There's a lot of affection in the family because I never hold on to love. I have a lot of abundance, and this whole spiritual society, including Jasmine Bam's group, and then there is the Buddhas here. I have sent a lot of it. I have a lot of love. I feel, but do I love myself? Is the question. I've always questioned this abundance. And thank you very much. An extremely, what shall I say, eye-opening moment for me, both of you. Congratulations. Keep up your work. Excellent.
They're doing wonderful work, sir. Yeah.
Yep.
So there's a question in the chat: how to heal inner child wound of our children for the issues which I had during pregnancy. So
Yeah,
attend sir's workshops and take sessions with him. He will
yeah,
help you out.
yeah.
Yeah. But sir, do we
So
have time for a little practical too? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
I
We'll
was
do
really
one
looking forward to
small
that.
exercise.
Yeah.
Definitely, we'll do.
Yes, sir.
Uh, uh, Before we do that, I'll just answer this question.
Hanji.
So, if you want to work on your children, you want that your whatever influences your child is carrying from your womb should be negated, and whatever parenting you have done to them, it should also be negated. First, work with your inner child, because only when you work with your inner child you'll be able to understand your child better. And this we have seen in a lot of parents. They have healed their relationship 360-degree when they have understood their own emotions.
Mm.
Otherwise, you will not be able to relate to the child in a deeper way. Otherwise, it is still superficial. You're moving around, beating around the bush, and still carrying that orderly love, wherein the children is given rules and regulations.
Mm.
It's not about the rules and regulations or the orders. The child needs guidelines, you know, and that guideline can only happen when you are gentle to yourself from within. Otherwise, for us, children are also a project. We treat them as a project. आज अगर मैं बहुत पढ़ा लिखा हूँ, मेरा बच्चा क्लास में फेल हो गया, आई विल फील ओ इट इज ब्रिंगिंग बैड नेम टू मी इन द सोसाइटी. I've seen such wonderful parents, such academically sound parents. Mother is a doctor, father is a doctor. The child is like so good with, arts, but she's been forcibly put into something which is highly academic.
Yes.
What does she do today? This girl is she's constantly slitting her nerves.
Mm.
She has so many marks still here because she's carrying so much of pressure of the parents कि मुझे कुछ करके इनके हिसाब से
दिखाना
खड़े.
है. Mm.
So, and where as a parent, where are the parents carrying it from? They're carrying it from their childhood. So, if you want to understand your children better, you have to work on your childhood. कुछ लेट नहीं हुआ है, चाहे आपके बच्चे पैदा हो गए हैं, बहुत बड़े हो गए हैं, आज 10 साल के हैं, 15 साल के हैं, 25 साल के हैं. Of course, when you work on your own self, your children will be able to, take that in a right space, right spirit, and they'll be able to handle it nicely because you will be a role model, an example. So we often say parents and teachers are the role models. So if they work on their own self, our future is safe. Nothing needs to be worked. आप खुद देखो हम कितना अपने टीचर्स को याद कर, हमें ये भी पता है किस टीचर ने हमें अच्छा ट्रीट किया, किस टीचर ने हमें अच्छा नहीं ट्रीट किया. हम सब जानते हैं। तो क्यों है? क्योंकि हमारा चाइल्डहुड का इंप्रेशन वहां से था। आई ऑफ कोर्स दिस इज नॉट अ स्पिरिट प्लेन टॉपिक, बट जब मैं अपने स्पिरिट प्लेन में कनेक्ट होता हूँ, आई वंस हैड अ नियर डेथ एक्सपीरियंस। नियर डेथ एक्सपीरियंस में होता क्या है कि आप अपनी बॉडी से बाहर चले जाते हो। सो यूजली लोग नोटिस करते हैं कि उनको उनके स्पिरिट गाइड्स मिलते हैं वहां पे। व्हेन आई हैड अ नियर डेथ एक्सपीरियंस, आई हैड द दर्शन ऑफ माय किंडरगार्टन टीचर। शी वाज सिटिंग विद मी। व्हाई? बिकॉज शी हैड अ डीपेस्ट इम्पैक्ट ऑन मी। मेरे को जैसा प्यार उसने किया किसी ने नहीं किया। बिकॉज दैट टाइम आई वाज स्ट्रगलिंग विद माय ओन सेल्फ, बट शी मेड मी फील वर्दी, लव। तो कितना बड़ा टीचर का एक इम्पैक्ट है मेरे ऊपर, उस चीज को मैं कैरी कर रहा हूँ। आज भी मैं कोई भी सेशन करता हूँ, मेरे को उनकी याद जरूर आती। बिकॉज शी, आई एम नॉट इन टच विद हर। मैं तो जब स्कूल चेंज किया तभी चप छूट गया। बट आई फील दैट आई एम सो कनेक्टेड टू हर इन सो मेनी वेज दैट आई कैन नॉट पे बैक व्हाट शी इज डन फॉर। सो दैट ऑल्सो गोज विद पेरेंट्स ऑल्सो। सो अगर ये दोनों बॉडीज हमारे यूनिवर्सल फील्ड में अच्छा काम करती हैं, आई थिंक अवर फ्यूचर इज सेफ। वी आर टेक।
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. So, but sometimes we live in denial, we don't, we say we are fine, we're okay, but we are not.
Yeah,
Matlab,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
but we try
Denial
to give
comes
that
from,
picture to the world that hum perfect hain. We don't need any help, hum to theek hain.
eh, denial comes from being unconscious.
Uh,
When we are unconscious of our own selves, when we feel that I know, there is a syndrome called I know.
Yeah,
When we are I know syndrome people, then it's going to be that I don't need. Although we all need.
Yeah.
Even a counselor needs counseling. A
yeah,
healer needs healing.
yeah, yes,
And research which says that 99.9999% people have inner child wound.
yeah. Oh, I can make out even children need it, even adults need it. Jagdish sir says
Everybody.
even he needs it, so like we all need it, really. I used to think I'm very good at, I'm a perfectionist. Now, today I'm not very proud of the fact because now, after understanding a little, मुझे लग रहा है I was doing all that to cover up a few things. कि see, I can be accepted. I'm doing this very nicely or something. Now I'm little relaxed,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now I don't care what people are going to. I do it for myself. मुझे
Absolutely.
जो अच्छा लगता है. सो आई डोंट रियली केयर कि लोग मुझे कॉम्प्लीमेंट कितने दे रहे हैं, कितना लिख रहे हैं, क्या बोल रहे हैं. मतलब अब वो इतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है बिकॉज थोड़ा समझ में आ गया कि बीइंग अ परफेक्शनिस्ट इज ऑल्सो टैक्सिंग अवर सेल्स अननेसेसरीली टू बी एक्सेप्टेड. है ना, नीड टू बी नीडेड जो होता है.
Yes,
यस
absolutely.
सर,
So
दिस इज
what
अ
we'll do
लवली
is we'll
टॉपिक.
have
हाँ जी सर.
yeah, it's a very deep topic
या
and
वी
you
कैन गो
keep on
ऑन एंड
talking.
ऑन एंड क्योंकि यहाँ पे
Yeah,
एक टीचर ने बहुत एक सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन इनोसेंट सा लिखा है कि हाउ टू help a child who has fear of maths.
yeah,
Minakshi,
yeah.
she's a
So
maths teacher at my school. So,
yes. So the very first thing which you can tell the child, help the child in understanding or having a good relationship with mathematics is you make a good relationship with the child. Number one. Why? Because often when we talk about subjects, it is connected to sense of safety. I am good with the subject only when I feel okay. So if the teacher makes the child feel safe in his or her company, that is the first step to open the child to new, to learn something which is tough or the child is not open to absorb. First is the safety with the teacher, the guide. And that comes when we don't judge the child and we say, oh, तुम्हें ये नहीं आता, तुम्हें वो नहीं आता, ऐसा ना करके understanding that it's okay. I was also like this. I did not know how to count or add or subtract. I was not good at this, but at the same time I made consistent efforts. So that's how we can help the child rather than getting into, oh, you don't know this, everybody is doing, because we usually get into comparisons. We compare the child with others performances. So that is one. The child will only feel safe when we stop comparing the child with others, and we don't, give any negative reinforcement to the child.
Yeah.
No negative reinforcement. So that's number one.
You know, can I, how
Yeah,
can
sure,
I
sir.
Yes.
confirm how correct you are? You're absolutely so right to what you said. See, in the north, there's not as much mathematics as there in the south, right? So my schooling, initial schooling was in the north, and when I came from Calcutta, we were more interested in, literature and arts and things like that. Mathematics was like, I suddenly come down to high school here, and suddenly see the level of mathematics way beyond me. Incidentally, one of the way I was come proud to always pleasing, always been the blue-eyed boy of the teachers and my bosses in the entire career, even today, that kind of thing. So here I was finding difficult in a subject like mathematics. So I somehow just managed. You won't believe the affection this particular gentleman who was my mathematics is. Suddenly, after a term paper, he said, and they used to compare probably. He said, Jagdish, how come you do very well in all subjects except mathematics? I was stunned. And he said, do you want to correct yourself? You know what you said, the affection that he had.
Yes.
I said, yes, do. I said, look, and they used to, holidays, somebody all get homeworks. See, in addition to the homework that I give to this, he named 3 books in mathematics. And said, these exercises, you take notebooks, try to work on them during the summer. I told you the relationship between my siblings are very large. So, who was already finished a college, I told my sister, she immediately went out, got those books, and saw that I finished the exercise. My next examination was 80%.
Wow.
And incidentally, I ended up becoming chairman of the quantitative and information system methods in IIM. Somebody who was scared of mathematics. This is because this one person, instead of telling, he showed affection. He was kind to me. You know what? And said, he saw I was good in others. He said, do you want to correct yourself? And this is what happened. This makes a lot of difference. What kind of teachers you?
Beautiful.
Wonderful, sir.
Thank you for sharing.
Sir is teaching students at IIM Bangalore as
Oh,
of
wow.
now. Yeah. He
I'm retired
himself,
right now, but yeah,
yeah,
by
but
the
you are taking,
yes, yes, 2
yes.
classes.
He's just too humble. He himself is a product of IIM Ahmedabad.
Ahmedabad.
Yeah,
Yes.
wonderful. He will be taking a session here.
Excellent. Very
Yeah,
nice.
need to change the educational paradigm. So we will be doing that later. So there's one more hand up, and after that, I think we should go for the practical also, because
Perfect.
that is what I'm really looking forward to.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So Prabha ma'am, you can unmute
Yes,
yourself and ask.
yes, ma'am. Yes, नमस्ते सर.
Namaste.
सर मेरे बेटा है, he is 20 years old. बस लेकिन अभी क्या हो रहा है, उसको इस मैथ से बहुत डर लगता है. वो मतलब आज इंजीनियरिंग भी कर रहा है, 3rd ईयर में है, लेकिन वो आज भी डरता है, मम्मी मैथ्स नहीं होती मेरे से. और अभी उसके मतलब नाना नानी दोनों एक्सपायर कर गए दोनों. वो उससे बहुत टच था, तो वो इतना इमोशनली हो गया कि मुझे अब पढ़ाई नहीं करनी.
Hmm.
वो डिफेंस में जाना चाहता है, तो वो उसके वहां जाने पर भी वो बोलता कि मुझे कुछ हो ही नहीं पा रहा, मैं एग्जाम ही नहीं दे पाता हूँ मम्मी. तो मैं उसके लिए क्या करूँ सर?
कि यहाँ पे हमें ये जानना जरूरी है, जब हम किसी भी सब्जेक्ट की बात करते हैं, जैसे आपने मैथ्स की बात करी, एग्जाम प्रेशर की बात करी, ये एक लाइन गांठ बांध लीजिए. इट इज नॉट अबाउट द सब्जेक्ट. इट इज नॉट अबाउट द सब्जेक्ट. इट इज समथिंग बीनीथ द सब्जेक्ट. इट इज समथिंग दैट इज बीनीथ. एक सब्जेक्ट के नीचे कुछ है. जैसे आपके बच्चे ने क्या है, बच्चे ने अपने दादा दादी को खोया या नाना नानी को खोया. अब क्या है, उसके बाद उसका जो एक लव की फीलिंग है, एक नीड जो होती है ना, जब वो अप्रूवल में नहीं जाती, तब उसके ऊपर हमारे फियर्स बनते हैं. जैसे हमारा मैथ्स का फियर बना, या स्टैंडिंग इन द वर्ल्ड. मैथ क्या है, फेसिंग द वर्ल्ड. एनी सब्जेक्ट. एग्जाम क्या है, फेसिंग द वर्ल्ड, फेसिंग द अनसर्टेनिटी, है ना. और डेथ क्या होती है, यानी कि अनसर्टेनिटी आई एंड आई वाज नॉट एबल टू हैंडल. मतलब कि मैं उसको पचा नहीं पाया, किसी की, जब मेरे लव्ड वन की डेथ हुई. तो आप सिर्फ इस चीज में यही कर सकते हैं, अपने बच्चे को थोड़ा सा एक हेल्प करिए कि वो अपने ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स के जो ग्रीफ है उससे वो थोड़ा ओवरकम करे, थोड़ा अपने इमोशंस को रिलीज करे, और हम थोड़ा सा बच्चे को प्यार से इंकरेज करें कि दैट यू कैन डू
वो
इट।
कहता कुछ भी नहीं है, वो अपने आप के मम्मी आई एम वेल फाइन, मम्मी मेरे को कुछ दुख नहीं है, हाँ, लेकिन वो अंदर ही अंदर वो अपने आप में बहुत परेशान होता है।
हाँ, इसीलिए देखिए ये ऐसे बच्चे क्यों करते हैं, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं हमने ही सोसाइटी में उनको बताया है कि हमें स्ट्रांग फेस रखना है, वी हैव टू बी स्ट्रांग इन द। हम कोई बच्चे को 20 साल का बच्चा रोएगा हम उसको बोलने लग जाए। मैं यहाँ पे ऐसी नहीं, आपकी बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, पर हम
हाँ हाँ,
ऐसे,
नहीं एकदम सही बात है सर।
तो क्या होता है हम उनको ही कंडीशन करते हैं। पर जब हम बच्चे को अगर ये कहें कि बेटा तेरे जो भी इमोशंस हैं तू मुझे खुल के बता, मैं तुझे जज नहीं कर, है ना, तू मुझे कभी भी बता सकता है, मैं तेरे को कभी क्रिटिसाइज नहीं कर, चाहे वो किसी भी एज में हो। आज मुझे भी अगर कोई कहे आई विल फील वार्म, कि हाँ मुझे कोई पूछना चाहता है, आई फील मूव फ्रॉम इनसाइड। तो सच्चा प्यार क्या होता है? सच्चा प्यार यही होता है कि जब हम उस बंदे के इनसिक्योरिटीज को भी बाहर आने देते हैं और उसको जज नहीं।
बारह।
Hmm.
तो जब आप हार्ट टू हार्ट कम्युनिकेट करोगे ना बच्चे से, फिर उसको सब कुछ समझ आता है। और थोड़ा बार बार करना होगा, एक बार में शायद वो ना टूटे, पर जब
हम्म।
उसको आपके आचरण में दिखेगा कि हाँ जी मेरी मम्मी मुझे जज नहीं करती है और वो मेरे को सुनने के लिए अपना शक्ति बनाए हुए है, तो वो एक समय में आके आपको बताएगा ही बताएगा, रुकेगा नहीं।
थैंक यू सर बहुत।
Shubhangi ma'am, there's one question which I think you can help her.
Yeah.
This is the last one we'll take. Sir, I'm working and I have two and a half year old child. I'm facing some challenges nowadays. She don't want to leave me for work. Kindly guide how to deal.
Yeah. So see, working women को यही problem रहती है. You know, they feel guilty about it that they have to go out and leave the child behind. So here what happens is you have to give the quality time to a child. It's not about the, quantitative,
Want.
like 1 hour, 2 hour, but quality time you need to spend with the child. That when you come from the office, like 1 hour, you just be with the child physically, mentally, emotionally, because we feel that we are there with the child, but we are busy with the phone, we are just scrolling the Instagram or Facebook and we are just sitting with the child. That's not the quality time that you are spending with the child. You have to leave your gadgets, totally be with the child, that how she spends the day, ask some question, let's play together, because everything paper child needs engagement with the parent. You can't say to the child, okay, do your homework or play yourself. They want you to be involved in that.
Yes.
So do something qualitative with the child so that child doesn't feel like, leaving you because she feels that मम्मा चली जाएंगी अब फिर से मुझे अकेला रहना पड़ेगा, है ना? जब मैं क्वालिटी टाइम स्पेंड करूंगा, then child will not feel like clinging to me.
Child will
तो
look forward to that time.
yeah,
जब आप
look forward
आओगे.
to that 1 hour. That one
Yeah.
is sufficient for that 23 hours, friend. If
Right.
you be with that child, fully with the child,
हाँ
you
जी.
know, then the child will not feel the lack. So you have to be with the child, do something what you like or what the child like and play those things with the child for an hour.
Wonderful. I'm sure you've answered her question. सब हमारी थोड़ी ना चाइल्ड हीलिंग
Yeah.
कराइए
So
अब.
what we'll do is, I would like all of you to quickly grab a small cushion or a pillow. Just quickly grab that.
Okay, just a second. Hmm. Are you all back with your cushions?
Perfect.
Okay. If you
So
can switch on your cameras, it will be wonderful. If it is absolutely not possible, it's fine. Yeah. Yes,
what
sir.
we can do now is we can all close our eyes and tell yourself that I am ready. I'm ready to connect to my childhood self. And now take 3 long, deep breaths. Breathe in from your nose, hold it for a while, and breathe out from your mouth. Just let go with every breath. Be easy. Detach from all your thoughts. And take yourself away, away from the place where you are. Take yourself away, far, far, far away. Move back. Move back to your child. Just go and stand outside the main door of your childhood home. And from that main door of your childhood home, permit yourself to enter your home. You can notice your home, notice the rooms, the area, the interiors, and go to that very corner of your home, that very part of your home, where that little self of you, that little child in you is available. That little girl, that little boy, just search out for that boy, search out for that girl. Whatever you feel right now, it is okay for you to feel. If there is a shift in your emotions, it's okay to feel what you feel. Just go closer to the girl, to the boy now, and introduce yourself. Hi, I have come from the future world. I am here to be friends with you. Look into the eyes of the girl. Look into the eyes of the boy. Eyes are the doors to look inside the heart. You can look deep down in the layers of the child's heart where nobody could see, only you can see. So as you look deeper, whichever way, whatever way you feel, all emotions are valid. I'd like you to notice what are the unmet needs of the child. What are the needs of the child which are yet to be met? Is it love? Is it need to be heard, need to be seen, approved, cared, loved? What is it? Just understand the unmet need of the child. And at this moment right now, I would like you to give this child a warm hug. Feel that this pillow, which is right there with you, is that little boy, little girl, and you fold that in your arms as if you're hugging the boy, hugging the girl. Let the child receive that love in that physical touch. You don't have to do anything, you just have to welcome the child. And you tell the child, I am here for you. I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. I love you no matter what. And you are safe here. You're safe with me. And you continue to give love to the child. Maybe you can gently stroke the child. You can move your hand on the back of the child, whichever way you feel to offer him the physical touch. Offer the child that touch. Tell the child that I will meet all your unmet needs. I will give you all that you need. You need love, I will give you the love. I am here to meet all your unmet needs. I love you, I accept you as you are. Just spend 2 minutes with the child here, pouring your heart out to this little boy, to the little girl. And you can take this child to a garden. Maybe child wants to play with you. You can do whatever the child wants. If he wants to play, you can play. If he wants to eat, sing, dance, whatever. You can give the child the permission to do that. And slowly, you can bring this child with you in your heart to the present moment, telling it to yourself that I will not criticize you any longer. It's okay to make mistakes and learn from them. You don't have to be held responsible for the mistakes. We all are learners, and so are you. So am I. I love and I approve of you no matter what. And you can take a deep breath and open your eyes when you are ready. Welcome back.
Oh, so
Welcome
that
back.
was very, very soothing, very soothing. Yes. In a couple of minutes, if anybody else would like to share how you felt,
Pranam, everyone. It was so soothing, and I could relate what I couldn't do at that childhood, as I wanted to play piano, learn swimming, but could not do that. So I was telling myself, now I will take you with you. So it was really very encouraging and felt me very happy. Thank you. Inner child, whenever we do the sessions, the inner child, we come out with so much what uh, what we have not done in our childhood, what we are lacking, and we see different areas. So thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you.
Friends, I would
So,
also like to share that inner child is a very deep work. It takes, a lot of time to embrace and welcome and understand your own self through inner child. So if any of you are interested, you can definitely, join us for a workshop which is happening in Delhi on
July, right?
in July, 5th and
Yeah,
6th July. It's a week.
5th and 6th.
Yeah.
So my sister is also on the group. So we both have decided that we are going to
Wow.
make it, come what may. Yeah,
Yeah.
people were asking on the chat how to attend the workshops. I was going to announce the same, but yeah, I'm definitely on and I'm bringing her along. So we have a lot of work to do, both of us. So we know each other inside out. So I think it'll be really good for us.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was such a pleasure, sir. It was beautiful. And so this is not the end. We have just begun. We have added you on our journey.
Yes.
And you are on now in our bandwagon. And we are going to continue this a lot more time. And Shubhangi ma'am, since we are also dealing with children only in a different way, but I'm just too happy to tell you that all students in my school, we have 3,000 plus school children, they are all into Anapanasati meditation in the morning. Nursery में 5 minute करते हैं, and as we advance in the classes, the rest of the school is doing it for 10, and the senior ones are doing it for 15 minutes. So we have been doing it every single day since the last, I would say, 3 to 4 years now. So the children who are now, who have done it for 4 years, who have come from the primary, we find such a drastic change in their behavior that typical I mean they are so calm. Otherwise छोटे छोटे बच्चे stress anxiety बोलने लग गए थे, the vocabulary उनके बहुत change हो गई थी. So we are doing this little humble work at our school, and the parents are
Wow.
also now sometimes, asking for the recordings. They want to see. So I tell those children to go and teach your parents. So I have a group of 100
you. Yeah.
volunteers, students. तो उनके पास स्क्रिप्ट है, वो घर जाके अपने पेरेंट्स को कराते हैं, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स को. So that's how the little family is growing, and I feel
It's a
deep
beautiful
satisfaction
Yeah.
work.
working with them.
Initiative that you have taken, and it's amazing. Giving to the next generation is the best gift that we can give them.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's the beautiful gift that we are telling them how they can connect with their own true self.
Absolutely, absolutely. Normally हम गलती क्या करते हैं? We learn something, we try and push it down the throat of our husbands or our children, ye bhi karo, ye bhi karo. But somehow this time, first time, I did not force any of the family member. I worked on myself. वो मेरे में जो थोड़े changes देखे, I was not at all like this, say about 15 years back. मेरे में changes देख के my husband, ये कर क्या रही है? He started reading all these books. I think he has read much more than me now. And वो हर रोज सुबह 4 बजे, मैं चाहे नहीं भी उठूं, he will get up at 4. He sits and meditates for 2 hours minimum. So, and I've seen a lot of change in him too. And we are enjoying this the journey now, and with wonderful people like Jagdish sir, आप हैं, रंजन सर हैं, then अभी तो न्यूटन सर को भी मिलने का मौका मिल गया, श्रेन डागा जी हैं. I am like, I keep getting my guidance. And I love being a student, मैं सीखने में ज़्यादा believe करती हूँ. I have been a teacher, I've been a principal, all that. वो एक अलग, totally अलग छोड़ के I enjoy being a student. So that gives me, पहले ऐसा लगता था कि हमें सब आता है, we are so perfect, I don't have to learn from anybody, I have to teach people. So I think the journey has taken a turn, and
Only a
I really,
student can be a teacher, actually.
yeah. So learning doesn't stop. It should not stop. Jagdish sir बैठे हैं चुपचाप. He is too humble. I came to know he's read over 3,000 books already. And मैं अपनी 100-150 किताबें लेके show off करती रहती हूँ सबको. I've read 200 books. I've read 200. And so sweetly he keeps encouraging me. जैसे छोटे बच्चे को करते हैं ना. Oh, very good. You've read 200 books. So, yeah, sir. Okay, sir. I think it's time now. हमने आपका बहुत time ले लिया. बट हम ये जर्नी यहाँ खत्म नहीं करने वाले हैं. मैं आपको पहले ही वार्न कर रही हूँ. यू हैव टू कीप
जी जी
कमिंग अगेन एंड अगेन. And I'm going to invite you again because we would love to work on this further. Thank you so
sure.
much. It was such a
Thank
delight
you.
and a pleasure.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. So I'm just
Thank
ending
you
the
so
session.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody, please,
Thank you.
if you can, switch on your
Thank you.
cameras, and I would love to take a group
Thank
photograph.
you.
अगर आप लोग करते हो on तो that'll be very nice. Yeah. So मैं एक photograph ले लेती हूँ with sir, all of you. Uh, so July तो sir, I am on and I'll try and see. और मैं people have attended to, I'm sure उनमें से भी कई लोग join करना चाहेंगे. कईयों ने पूछा भी है. So
जरूर.
meet you in July then, sir. Maybe before that, we
Course.
take another session also.
Yes,
Yeah.
before that.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for being there, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
Thank
You've
you.
made our day. You've made our day, both of
Have a
you.
nice day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Happy Sunday, everyone. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
enjoy meeting your inner